You're watching Masters in Trading Live with Jonathan Rose.
Hey everybody, welcome to Masters in Trading Live. This is Jonathan Rose. Hope everybody had a lovely weekend. We're back every single day. We're on here, Masters in Trading Live. We're sharing an overview of the market and a trade of the day every single day. A big announcement this week. Masters in Trading Summit. We've been working on this since the beginning of the year. It's going to be Wednesday at 10 a.m. Eastern Time. This week, we're not going to have a Masters in Trading Live because, better yet, for the last 5 months, we've been working on the Masters in Trading Summit. You can go to mastersintrading.com/summit to lock in your spot. I am so excited. A quick shout out. I got a couple of really nice comments over the weekend. For one, Deborah, thanks for writing in. Deborah noted that she really likes the divergence trades and also the line in the sand. We've been talking about the line in the sand throughout the week. That's going to be the first topic, QQQ. Also, Peg, she writes in that these 11 o'clock Eastern Masters in Trading Lives are just invaluable, and she's learning so much. So, Peg, that's awesome. Thank you so much. We also heard from George. And George, I'm not sold on JR just yet. Great comment, George. I appreciate it. The reason, George wants some more clarity, wants the charts to be a little bit more clearer. I get it. I'm working to make sure that whenever we share information, it's super clear for you. So all of you guys appreciate the feedback. And George, I'm going to sell you on it just yet. Let's go to the charts because we're going to talk about 4 topics today. The Qs rally. We're going to talk about money management. 10 traders, 10 investors, 10 people, 10 of us. 10 of us take the exact same trade. Every single time you will get 10 different results. I want to talk to you about that. That's where money management comes into play. We're going to talk about a few more topics that I forgot to change, not earnings. We're going to talk about advanced notice. Advanced notice is our unusual option activity trades. So let's go over to the charts. Starting off, Masters in Trading Summit. Again, Wednesday. It's going to be 11 o'clock Eastern Time, 10 o'clock Eastern Time. Pardon me. We will not have Masters in Trading Live on that Wednesday. Trade management. Okay. So every single day we're sharing a trade. April 24th, we shared a trade in NASDAQ, QQQs. Buying the 440 calls for $1.72. Okay, so QQQs. Let's keep going on. Okay, here we go. So the original trade was shared, boom, okay? April 24th, okay? April 24th, $1.72. And this is going to be how we manage money. This is going to be a lesson for every single trade that I share with you. This really should be a lesson for every trade that you actually do. Because right here is when the trade is suggested, okay? And the trade is suggested, whatever, it was $1.70. Now, when you buy options, if you buy these, if you buy one, you have $170 of risk. You can never lose more. How I teach, how I think is the best way to trade is you figure out what are you comfortable risking. If a trader is comfortable risking $1,000 on this position, the way to do this is you tranche in. And the way that you tranche into your position is you have 3 different entries. Your first entry may be right here. But we're not just sitting on our hands waiting for things to go higher, because when it goes back down, I need you to buy again. When the market goes against us and we buy, traders call that a fade. I want to point out in our community, in our Discord community, we have traders that have been following me or working with me for over 3 years, over 5 years. So as you can see, just like many of you watching, this trader decided to jump in and give him a little bit, okay? April 25th, 440 strike. He gets in there and he buys for 60 cents, okay? It goes against, that's the mark, that's fine. But look how he tranches in, or he ladders in. So it's 425, okay? Then it's 430. Then it's 5-1. Then it's 5-1. We're tranching into the trade. Why are we tranching into this trade? You will never buy the low and you will never buy the high. It just doesn't work like that, okay? It doesn't work like that. Works right away. As it goes against you, the reason why we got into this trade is 433 was our line in the sand, right? 433, kind of a messy line, but hopefully you understand. The market couldn't break. If we go back, I think I called it the lamest break in the history of market sell-offs. Once you get in here, we want to manage money. We don't want to just go in there as one big swoop and then just wait. So when we see a trade like this, buys for 60 cents, buys for $1.13, buys for 43, buys 5 for 34 cents. That's how you tranche into a trade. By tranching into the trade, that allows you to buy these different levels. So when the QQQ finally moves, like today, it's trading 438 right now. You've built into your position, and then you could slowly start to take it off. A few examples. Here's Mike. He closed 4 of his 8 trades for $1.02. He also sold some upside calls to hedge his trade. 440s, if you're long from $1, 441s. If you sell for $1, you're in a vertical spread with no risk, because these two canceled one another out, and you could still make $1 if the price goes above 441. And then he's going to hold 2. Who knows how far this can really move? And then Tom, too, was able to take profits on the QQQ trade. I wanted to jump in here because it's a trade that we've been talking about a lot. Once you have an opinion, you have to trade, manage money, stick with your opinion. Hopefully that makes sense. If you have any questions, guys, always just reach out through email. Advance notice. Advance notice are unusual options activity trades. We call them advance notice because when we see a big gorilla come in and do a $10 million trade on a relatively small company, that's something we want to know about it. In our minds, that's like getting advance notice to a brand new trade. Here is our advance notice tool. Advanced notice tool we're going to be releasing or discussing at the Masters in Trading Summit at 10 o'clock Eastern Time this Wednesday, mastersinTrading.com/summit. The advanced notice tool every single day is going to list the most unusual trades that we find. And these trades are the most unusual relative to the size of the trade, relative to the market cap of the company. So EYPT, ASPN, these are the most unusual trades of this past Friday. I also went back and I looked at the top 10 most unusual trades over the past 3 days. Over the past 3 trading days, actually this would be Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday of last week, not including Friday. But over those 3 days, and I really just wanted to break them out just to show you how big some of these trades are. Like the most unusual trades of the day, they really stand out. And you can see ENVX, like the amount of just massive unusual option trades relative to every other name, the other top names on this list. CGC had big news during the week. Rivian had news. steal too. But ENVX, the options orders that we're picking up, gargantuan. 37K, 24K, 24,000 options. Now, yeah, trading at 17, stocks at 10. Okay? Stocks at 10. They're buying stock at 17. Why would they buy stock at 17 when it's trading at 10? Because they get massive, massive leverage. They're in this trade for 2 years. The reason why this trade is so freaking huge is because these are options. Each one of these is 100 shares of stock. So once in the money, that's 2.4 million shares of stock. That's 3.7 million shares of stock. The volume, 500,000. Not very, very much. So when we see orders like ENVX, it's a pretty good tell that somebody knows a heck of a lot more than we do. What has NVEX been doing since the unusual option activity? It's going straight up. Buyers continue to come for ENVX. This is why monitoring this information is so freaking important. ENVX has certainly been the name that we saw the most unusual option activity. Another one, AI. Excuse me. I guess I went over X. X is an interesting one. It's like a merger arbitrage play because X had a buyout, not getting through, and so this is just a big time merger arbitrage play. I don't have much of a feeling for X, but I do want to show you that somebody is making a bankruptcy bet on X. And a bankruptcy bet means, look at that. Whew. Holy moly. Follow unusual option activity. Again, X is playing into some kind of merger arbitrage that I don't have a very good feel on. I just want to use this as an example of advanced notice trade. But we will get into the trade of the day right now. I should have some trade of the day music that should pop on. But I don't. The trade of the day, I've got 2 trades for you. And those who have been watching are probably familiar with this chart because I've shown it to you a few different times. We have several trades in BHP. This trade looks as good as ever. This is not a new trade. We are in this trade. We are long BHP. We are also long BHP against Rio. Not against FCX, but I'm also just putting on FCX to show you how strong it is relative to the other 2. We are long BHP. Please. Confidence. Believe. We want to be in this position until it expires or until we can make a whole bunch of money. Extremely, extremely bullish BHP. But here's the exact trade of the day. And I'm going to have to check prices because this name has been absolutely flying around. And I want to make sure that we're sharing a name that everybody, a level that everybody could get. A-Lab. We've talked about this several times. A-Lab. We did a trade here, 55s for 320. Yesterday or 2 days ago, Friday, it rallied up there and we broke even on this trade. Let's get in a new trade in A-Lab. Now, the market has moved. How about July? Let me put the pen back on here. There we go. And let's go a new buy to open. And 60 puts. And let's do a limit order. 290 limit. Good till canceled. So we covered one of our 2 55s. And now we are buying the 60 puts. We are joining the bid, 290 bid, and we are going to keep that in good till canceled. And this is buying to open. Something that's very important to me, as George pointed out, I am looking to slow down a little bit and be as transparent as possible with these levels. Oftentimes, like the Qs, we share a trade and then I hop off and then the market's moving and it's live. Stick with these trades. QQQ. Think about how much you're comfortable risking and then tranche into that trade in a couple of different levels so when it goes against you, you can hold. We don't want to just be stationary or a statue and buy something and sit on our hands and just forget about it. There's a lot of movement. The names that we share are very volatile, and that's why it's so important to paper trade. Get familiar with these names before you start risking live money. Most importantly, I am so excited to see you Wednesday, 10 o'clock Eastern Time at the all-new Masters in Trading Summit. I'll see you Wednesday live.
Join us every weekday at live.mastersintrading.com.